I may be repeating the same questions, but I just want to make sure with myself.
Sure.
So, how one can live uh, being witness and together dealing with the daily problems, like Hank asked, how to decide if this is good for me or if this is not good for me. So, how can one live in harmony, being witness and with the daily problems, daily concerns? I know I'm repeating, but
No, no. Well, all of this is repetition, so there's no problem in that.
thank you.
It's not as complicated as we make it out to be, you know? We just have to notice ourselves being the witness whenever we remember to. Because the fact is, both personal doings and the witnessing of them is always happening at the same time. Even now, while we are talking and listening, that whole experience can only appear because there's already a knowing of it. So it's true that speaking, thinking, bodily movement is happening. At the same time, it is also true that awareness is here. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know this experience. You wouldn't even know the mind is thinking about what to do. You wouldn't even know that the body is speaking. You wouldn't even know the body is moving. So, as everything moves, as everything happens, as speaking is happening, as bodily actions are happening, just pay attention to yourself as the witness. The problem sometimes comes as like, no, but right now I can't notice myself being the witness. I really just need to think about what to do. Right? That seems to be the conflict. So when you really feel like you need to think about what to do, just think about what to do and do it. But notice whenever you are able to, now or later, that even that was the experience witnessed. In the moment, you feel like I am the thinker and I need to think about what to do. But notice how, in truth, you are always only the awareness of that experience. So the practice is not complicated or many things to do. It is always the same. Just return to the simple noticing, even if it is just for like a second or two. Just notice that you are only ever that which is aware or the witness. Yes, you appear to be the thinking, the deciding what to do. You appear to be the body speaking and moving, but that is always the perceived experience, never self. Even right now, who asked this question, who thought about asking the question, it was never what you are. It's an experience arising in your seeing. Does that clarify things?
I see.
If it's still confusing, feel free
I
to
guess so.
share.
No, 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 it's not confusing. I'm just trying to understand. I just had something in my mind when you were speaking. The more we are aware, the more witness we are. Don't we lose our daily identity in the world?
And what do you mean by that? What does it
I
mean to
mean,
lose your daily identity in the world?
the one, okay, I mean, how can I explain? The one who's making decisions and the one who's planning, the one who's trying to solve the problems. But the more, if I see self as the witness of these things, do not I don't I uh, lose the identity of the person who is trying to decide, who is trying to make plans? Or my question is confusing. I don't know.
Okay, even if that was to happen, not saying it will, but even if it was, are you concerned about it?
Actually, not that much.
So why does the question even matter to you?
Mind.
But you see, this is where you have to like, you can't let, as the teaching I shared from Ramana Maharshi today, you can't let the mind run on and on like this. You can't entertain its questions like this because it is trying to theorize what will happen if I start to uh, practice this. What will happen if I realize this or that? And all in doing so, it will keep you just in concepts. And even if you have let's say I asked you this, hey, does it really matter to you? And you said, yeah, I am afraid about this. So even if it's something you're deeply concerned about, right? Like, am I going to lose my identity in the world? Am I going to, I don't know, is my life going to fall apart? Then just, I would ask, okay, does this fear matter more to you than discovering truth, right? Like, does this, let's say if this whole personal identity is not your real nature, would you still care to maintain it, even though it meant, yeah, you will lose this or that? So, like, if what you desire most is truth, then regardless of even your greatest fears, pursue the path of truth. And if these things don't matter to you as much, and if you're not so afraid of this or that, then you have no space for questions like that, which are just theorizing and creating mental images about what may happen, how experience may change, because that will do you no good.
You're
So
right.
the practice remains simple. You asked how to be like notice the witness at the same time, how to do and whatever. The truth is, you are never doing. You are never thinking. You are never deciding. That is true. That can be recognized. That's what the teaching is trying to help us recognize through the practice. So yes, you never think, you never act, you never do because you're not the body, you're not the mind. The only way to start noticing that is just in any given moment when speech is happening or when you are thinking about what to do, just notice yourself being only the witness. The thinking, the deciding, the body moving is always the perceived experience. The image on the screen. It is never the screen. It is never the seer. It is always the seen image. So yes, you appear to be thinking, "Oh, why? What am I going to eat today?" Or you appear to be speaking, but yes, this is not yourself. You can continue letting it appear to be yourself. Just notice yourself as the witness of it. In that very noticing, you are no longer the image being witnessed. And yes, so that's, the way to be in this path. But for anyone genuinely afraid about losing certain things or life falling apart, trust. It's a lot simpler than that. Like there's nothing to lose. The illusion is not worth keeping intact in the first place because actually it is hanging on to these illusions and misunderstandings about who we are is what creates all of our suffering. It's not truth which will create suffering. It will always be a misunderstanding, a wrong belief, a wrong meaning that which actually isn't true. Always being attached to those things will create suffering. Truth will, they say the truth will set you free. So trust that. The way of truth is peace, is clarity, is contentment. It's unconditional contentment. And if it is truth you seek, then be willing to lose everything. also a teaching by Ramana Maharshi that really resonated with me. He's like, for the if it is truth you seek, for the truth, be willing to die. Not that you will need to, but be willing to. Anyway, that willingness is what like helps you bypass all of these mental attachments and worries and whatnot. It is a certain madness that takes you over where you realize that, hey, there's no truth in any of this. It is all an appearance. So that is what we call earnestness on this path, you know. Mhm. Great. Thank you so much.